Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bleeding Metal podcast. My name is Pia and I have a very special guest for today's episode. The band is from Switzerland, what you can also find out through their band name, Paleface Swiss. It's a deathcore band and I'm talking to the guitar player, to Yannick. Hello, Yannick.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, I'm good. I had a cough, so my voice is not back completely, but it's getting better and better.
All right.
How are you?
Very nice. I'm very good actually. This is the last day of the promo for me, and I'm ready for holiday season.
Holiday season, and after that, the album release, because your upcoming album Cursed will be released on January 3rd.
That's actually the day I will come home from my holidays.
Awesome.
I will be from the plane directly to the release party.
Nice. So there will be a big party in your hometown?
Not a big party, but a decent party, I'd say, just with our closest friends. And it's just we just hang out and have some drinks and have a good time.
That's perfect. Your band, Paleface Swiss, is famous for impressive live shows. And I also agree that there is a special energy when you play live. So people out there, don't miss Paleface Swiss when they are on tour. The tour starts by the end of January. And I also heard people comparing you with Slipknot, even though your music, of course, is heavier. And that led me to the thought that there is a new metal revival right now, also with the Linkin Park reunion and everything. So what do you think about that?
About the people comparing us to Slipknot or...
Both.
Okay, all right.
The new metal revival.
All right. So, actually, I like the songs of Linkin Park very much. I'm not sure what to think about their new singer because they're like rumors.
Yeah, but honestly, being in a complicated church compared to what other people in music business did is nothing that I would.
I agree on that, but yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this, but the songs are very good. And for the people who compare us to Slipknot, this is a big compliment for us, actually. But what I have to say about this, we don't really get influenced by Slipknot that much, to be honest. Mm-hmm. It just happens naturally. I agree the songs sound similar to Slipknot, but we never really... This is not a purpose, actually.
So what are your influences musically?
We all come from like different subgenres of metal. Zelly, our vocalist, is listening to a lot of rap, rock, and new metal. Kosti, our drummer, is a death metal head, I'd say. Tommy listens a lot to hardcore and slam, and for me, it's like true heavy metal and thrash metal, I think. So we have a lot of influences, and I think that's a very good thing for us because we basically can play every genre. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we try to have many influences, but stay to our roots. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. And there is also a rap part on the upcoming album, which I like a lot. Cool. Your vocalist is really able to do that, even though the rest of the album is more like screaming.
That's right. Yeah, we always like to try new things. So
yeah, I think very important.
That will be not the last time where we make something like unique or special or very different.
A topic that you have on the album is also a topic that we talk about a lot in this podcast. Actually, our very first episode dealt with the topic of mental health. And can you tell us a bit more about what that topic means to you? Why do you talk about that so much?
For us, mental health is a big thing in our lives because everyone in our band or in our team deals with it daily. We think it's very important to speak up to it and don't be afraid if you have like mental health issues or something like that, because a lot of people are struggling with it as well, and you are not alone.
Yes. May I ask you if you had any issues with your mental health in the past?
Oh yeah, definitely. Right now I also go to a therapist like every two weeks. for about like 1.5 hours just to speak, try to get my mind a bit clearer, and also to prepare for the upcoming tours as well.
That's cool. I find it so weird that we go to the dentist at least once a year, but we don't ever go checking our mental health on a regular basis. So if you're not suffering from something, or if you don't have issues with anything, then you probably never see a therapist. And I think it would be good for everyone just
Oh yeah.
To check, because there are so many people running around with trauma and everything, and they sometimes don't even know, or they
Yeah.
have, some of them, they have so many ways of dealing with that they never really get in touch with a solution. Or sometimes you don't really need a solution, you just need to let go or someone who listens to what you're saying without judging so much. Because
Yeah.
what often happens with mental health issues is that people might say, just don't be so sad, or something, really stupid things.
No,
And
that's completely bullshit. I'm sorry.
yes. Yes, of course. Yeah, so if you out there struggle with your mental health, that's definitely okay, and you're not alone with that. And it's also a good thing to get help to deal with what you
Definitely.
have on your mind.
And you won't regret it, because I feel so much better after every session I have with my therapist, and always discover new things, new ways to think about situations in my life, which I kept struggling for months or for years even. And it helps me so much. You can't even imagine.
I have a family member who wasn't able to go into crowds. He was always standing outside, and he just wasn't able to go. And then he went to therapy. And after he was done with that, now he's in the middle of every crowd,
Oh,
dancing in front of other people. That was unimaginable before.
oh, I'm very happy for him or
Yes,
for her.
me too. But I've been speaking about the comparison with Slipknot before. So there are people who also think that you can step up to such a big band. So how do you deal with the pressure that comes with going on stage? Many people talking about you. You see that your band is growing bigger and bigger. So how do you deal with the pressure that comes with that?
There isn't really a pressure within the band, because we don't make ourselves that pressure. We just try to have fun. We just try to keep everything as normal as possible, you know. Of course, there is a lot of pressure, because we are like DIY bands, so we don't have a label. We don't like a record label or something. We just have a digital distribution label, but we own all the rights of our music. Of course, there is a lot of things to do, but we have the right people, like the right team, to manage everything by ourselves. And we always try to keep like a cool head, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't really a pressure, to be honest.
Yeah, and you don't have to fulfill a contract or anything that
No.
forces you to write music right now.
Yes. And we don't have a pressure to write like a new album within 2 years or something like that. We just can do whatever we want, and that's how we deal with that pressure, which is not
Mhm.
really pressure.
Okay, but still, your band is growing bigger. You play in front of more people. How does that affect your mental health?
That's a cool question. Let me think about it.
Mhm. It can also have an effect in a good way, right?
I'm enjoying it much more than when we were a smaller band, to be honest. On this upcoming tour, we play bigger and bigger venues. And on our last few tours, which we did by ourselves, we always play in sweaty like venues and small little clubs and stuff. And I'm totally not the guy who likes that. So for me personally, it gets better and better, because you have like you have your space, you have your
Your own dressing room. Yeah.
yes, your privacy, and also that we have like nightliners, so everyone has its own safe space. At your bunk in your nightliner, you have
Mhm.
your me time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. You can just close the curtain and then you're alone, quote
So
unquote.
for me, it gets better and better the bigger we get, actually.
Hmm. And when you are on tour, how do you improve or keep up with your actual mental health status? Because I think it can be very challenging.
Oh, it is very challenging, but we always have an open communication within our team, and we try to sit together every 1 or 2 days and ask ourselves, how are we? How are you? What could we improve? What could we do better next time? How are you feeling today? How are you feeling about the shows? Blah blah blah. That keeps our heads clear from any
Mm-hmm.
like bad thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit more about that? How exactly does it work? Is it a kind of ritual that you do in the mornings or something? Or how could you also give an advice maybe to other bands
Mostly
who are
it's
thinking
just
about that?
when we have some time with ourselves. I mean, even if it's before the show or at the breakfast or at dinner, it's not that we have to sit down. We have to sit down every morning or every midday. So we just do it. We just go with the flow basically, and yeah, try to talk to each other over every topic on this tour.
Hmm. That's awesome. And that's also something I think, or I have the impression that for men, it's even more complicated to do that because there is always this men don't are not allowed to have emotions and stuff like that. This
Oh,
bullshit.
fuck that. Fuck that. We are such an emotional band, and from day one, we said to ourselves, if there's something what triggers us within the band or on the tour or whatever, we just say it straight out loud and straight into the other's face.
Hmm. That's a
Yeah, because if you keep the bad vibes, it won't get better. It gets even
that's
worse.
true. Things can only get better when you speak up for yourself.
That's right. And that's how we do it.
That's a really good advice also for other bands. And
Definitely.
when a band is very vocal about the topic, of course, people who are struggling with their mental health, they can relate to the lyrics and to the music even better. Do you sometimes have conversations also with fans who tell you, well, your music helped me through a very difficult stage in life or something like that?
We had a lot of conversations with the fans and at meet and greets, or even like just when we were outside the venue, the people came up to us and spoke to us over their problems. And to be honest, I didn't have that much conversations with like or deep conversations with fans, but Kasi, our drummer, he had quite a few, and he always tries to help people with which came up to him.
Mm.
But we had a lot of people, and I'm always very very like it touches my heart when I hear a story or like people who say that I helped them with my music,
Mm.
and it keeps me pushing to just go on.
Yeah. That's very cool also of your drummer to talk to the people. Still, we should not forget that musicians are not therapists and that it's also not your task or you're not responsible for the mental state of your fans. So, do you also have a strategy to protect yourself when it might become too much?
For me, I just don't take it too personally, and I try to keep my inner distance to the person. Of course, I'm always there for the person, because when the person comes up to me, I want to be there for the person, but just try to keep an inner safe space. Don't let it get close to you, because you
Hmm.
have your own problems and you are responsible for your own in at first place.
Yes, of course. Your band was formed in 2017, and Cursed is already your third album. You also released 2 EPs before your debut album was out. So that's quite a lot. Is making music pressure or relief for you?
Definitely relief, because we let all our emotions out in our songs, even lyrical wise or musical wise. So we always give 180 per percent in our songs. For me, it's a very good relief to get rid of pressure.
That's also the case for me. So your music is very heavy, and I also like to listen to heavier stuff like death metal or metalcore or melodic death metal. So somewhere in between that. Also because of the heavy parts and also because of the screams and everything. Because for me, I can just sit down and relax and the music takes all the negative emotions away from me because of the heaviness. So some people might not understand because they need relaxing music to calm down, but I really calm down with heavy music.
That's exactly how I do that as well. So
Yes.
heavy metal or metal in general is like a daily partner of mine.
That also counts for your music, that it's very heavy and you can let go of emotions also on your live shows.
That's right.
And your new album, Cursed, will be out on January 3rd. So it will be out when this episode is released. And one topic that you have on this album as well is hatred. And we nowadays see a lot of hatred online. How's that with your band? Do you also get mean comments and stuff like that? And how do you deal with that?
Of course, we get like haters. Haters are everywhere. Haters gonna hate. You know what I mean? We try to ignore it basically because we do whatever we want and we do whatever we feel is right for ourselves. Basically, we write the music for ourselves in first place, and in second place we write the music for our real fans, which will continue being fans even if we try something different. So just fuck the haters and don't try to let it get close to you.
That's also very good because you as musicians, you should do the music that you like and not the music that the fans like. And when you as a fan don't like the music anymore, you can just go away, find another band, listen to that, and
Definitely.
just let the musicians do what they want, because honestly, you don't really earn that much money with that. It's very, very difficult to make a living from making music.
That's right.
So at least there should be this personal fulfillment, so that it gives you something on that side, and that you don't have to fulfill, I don't know, any contracts or anything that fans want you to do. So that is a bit of what we talked about in the beginning, that you don't have a contract with the label or anything, that you can just do whatever you want to do.
We can just go with the flow, basically.
Yeah. How do you use your social media? Because I made an experiment lately, and my Instagram now is a very cozy place because the thing behind it is an algorithm, and I just liked everything that bands I like posted there. I liked every story and everything that they posted, and also other things that I liked a lot. And sometimes when I saw an advertisement or anything else that was like, oh, I don't want to see this when I want to calm down, I just said, don't show me stuff like this. And now I don't have this, what many people say, that there is so much that you that you get into rage when you open social media. For me, it's just no. It's I see the things that I want to see there. So how do you use social media?
This is very, very smart, actually.
Yeah.
I use social media for work and for like free time. So basically, for work reason, I mean, I do like online guitar lessons, and I advertise them over Instagram. So that's basically the work thing. And if I want to calm down, I just open Instagram and I just scroll through and like things. Sometimes I have to post things because I sometimes I work with like clothing brands. They send me like free merch or free stuff, and I have to take a picture with it. So always before I go to sleep, I watch some cat videos with my girlfriend.
Nice.
So yeah, I think I use social media on specifically Instagram very much in different parts of my actual life.
Do you also have different accounts for that, or do you use one account for everything?
Just one account for everything.
Nice, because I'm more like I have several accounts for several stuff. That can be annoying sometimes.
I have to overlook everything, so there's just one account, one band account. That's it. One person account, one band account. That's it.
Okay, so speaking about your band account, how can people find your band online?
Oh, just type in Paleface Swiss, Paleface space Swiss, and then you find nearly everything. You can find our music on your favorite streaming platform. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. just everywhere. Just type in Paleface Swiss and you will find us.
Awesome. My dear colleague Kiki, who I do this podcast with since 2017,
Perfect.
gave me a question for you because she was curious about the band name, and she was asking if your band name is Paleface Swiss because Paleface was already taken.
There are a lot of Palefaces actually, but there's just one Paleface in the metal scene. But when we were on our first US tour, there is an American singer-songwriter couple, which name also is Paleface, and they have the rights in the US for that name. So they had some legal stuff going on. We had to change our name in a very, very short time. And we went through a lot of names, but Paleface Swiss felt right at that moment, and that's why we are called Paleface Swiss. There is another there's another Paleface who is a Finnish rapper, but he's very cool. We also wrote with him, and he was like, yeah, fuck it, just
just do it.
Everything, just do it. Everything's good. So
maybe you should do a feature with him.
He's actually very famous in Finland. So.
But does he rap in his native language or in English?
Yeah, I think so. It's more like folk rap okay. Things. It's very, very special. But yeah, we had to change our name to Paleface Swiss because of the singer-songwriter couple in America. That's why.
Okay. All right. So, people out there, now that you know where you can find the band on social media, you can find us at Bleeding Metal Pod. Go and spread some love there. Let's do something against the hate online. And the album will be out, as I said, on January 3rd. So give that a spin. If you like it, go on tour, catch them in a city near you. It's really worth it. Thank you for listening. And thank you, Yannick, for being our guest here. If you have any last words for our listeners, this is the chance.
Thank you for having me. And as I already told, if you have a problem with yourself, if you don't feel right, just go to a close friend, just go to your parents or your sister or your brothers. Don't be afraid to speak out loud about your mental health.
Speak up for yourself.
Yes, right. That's right.
Perfect. Thank you for that advice. And yeah, hear you next time, people out there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.